Welcome to the Benji and Nick Show. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good.
Yes.
I just wasn't prepared for Loch Ness.
I wasn't prepared. You see, it gets me. It gets me slightly confused because I have to cue in the music and then click the record button. And so I'm waiting for it to then say that we've recorded and we're ready to rock. Hence why I said welcome as opposed to hello straight away, but you get the point.
Yeah, and I was touching my nose because I was going to go Red Rank Unlimited presents, but the moment was gone. Shelley had a go at Loch Ness last time when you weren't here because of your internet failure.
And how did it work out?
She won. She was really, and after all this time of her saying she doesn't want to participate, she just knocked it out of the thing that we were in.
The thing is, she's had time to study. She's seen the victories, she's seen the defeats. She's been part of the Loch Ness Live Lounge, which, remember, if you become a Loch Ness patron subscriber, you get to hang out with us in a lounge that looks a little bit like this. Look at that. Isn't that cool, eh? Look at that.
Yeah.
It's the Scottish themed.
That's only if you're watching the video, of course.
That's only if you're watching the video, which then I suppose you'd already be some form of patron subscriber.
Yeah.
But we're not there.
Audio's good enough, isn't it?
Yeah, audio's fine. Just rock in, enjoy, and remember, you don't even have to get involved. It's that simple.
I was going to say that was the Loch Ness game, and it's not about Loch Ness, and it's not a game.
But this is the Benji and Nick Show, your #1 podcast. It's all backwards today for vintage TV from the past, TV from the future, TV you might remember, TV you might forget. We look over the television. Just look at the television, really. Just don't know what's on it. Just
no
look
one's
at it.
Turned it on. No.
But we basically watch things, give our thoughts on it, and see if it's worth your time. Not all the time, but sometimes. I don't even know what we're doing today. So, Nick, tell us, what are we doing today?
Oh, today we are going to do commentary on the final episode of Inferno, Doctor Who.
Praise the Lord. I know a lot of our followers will be glad to see the back of that one. It's lasted 400 million years. In fact, I can say, if I get my phone over here, I do apologize to people watching the video. I'm in the process of moving to a little studio. And so subsequently, I'm upstairs in a bedroom. Now,
well.
So we've got a few messages here just quickly which refer to Inferno.
Oh, yes.
You see.
Refernoed.
Dave Steele says, when will you finish Inferno? It's been 20 years. It has been 20 years. And finally, here we are back again. We had another one as well regarding that, which is... and is the next Doctor Who commentary the Daleks' master plan? And that's from Joe Short. And if you're watching the video, you can see it's the Titanic gif that says it's been 84 years. Oh dear. More on that in a moment. Right. So we're watching.
Do you know the real reason why we're doing Inferno? Because Colin Smith, who does our covers, said,
I do know this.
He said, look, because you're late, because we were late because of internet problems and what have you, and me not being around at the right time. He said, I've done the cover for that. So can we do that one, please? And I just thought, yes, that's solved that, hasn't it? So
we are doing this.
We're doing it.
Well, we might have a job because BritBox is notoriously decided now that allegedly it says try free for 30 days. And then the sign-in button just doesn't work. So who knows if we'll get to watch it. We'll find out later on.
I seem to have it.
Yeah, I don't know what's logged me out. Let me try and hold on. Does it have a login? This is so boring. I'll deal with it another day.
Well, you have to deal with it in about 10 minutes. First of all, what we're going to do, Shelley Dean from Over the Seas will be joining us to do our commentary with us. But before that, we're going to look at some of your emails sent to podcast@nicholasbriggs.com. Aren't we?
Certainly are. Can you hear that chainsaw? I'm so sorry. There's building work across the way.
I can't
today.
Hear that. No.
That's handy because I can.
Probably it's just detectable, for those with Mr. Spock ears. So let's have a look at the emails. What have we got here? I'll do the first one, shall I?
Please be my guest.
I will be your guest. I'll just get the file big enough for me to read it with my old eyes. Now, this seems very familiar, but it may be that I just... this is... Didn't we read one about Nigel Neal and his exposure to fandom at the 1979 World Science Fiction Convention?
I don't think we have.
Really? I've got real deja vu about it. Okay, well, I'm going to read it. Nigel Neal and Science Fiction Fans, sent by Kenneth Mann on the 25th of May.
No, we have done that one before. We have.
I'm sorry.
I'm not seeing it on my emails thing. I've got. I wonder if you've sent me.
I've
older
actually,
one.
Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong file. This is going awfully well. Yeah. This is last week's file. That's why. Where's this week's file? There it is.
There it is. The first one should be from Miles Parrish.
Yes, sorry about that, Miles. Here we go, Miles. This is yours. It's the subject is podcast ! It's from Miles Parrish, as Benji just so beautifully mentioned. It was sent on the 10th of June. I wonder why the last one had been sent in May. In the year 1204. Oh, hi, Benji and Nick. Let's look it up. Until this year, I had always given podcasts a wide berth. But then I discovered there's more to podcasts than true crime. Yeah, like so much more. I recently binged the Jerry Anderson podcast all the way through, and having reached the end, wow, that's a serious commitment.
That's impressive.
I found who could listen to Jamie Anderson and Richard James for that long? I can say that in the certain knowledge that neither of them listen to our podcast.
Well, we have got Terry Boniface on Twitter has asked us, where's Jamie Anderson?
Oh, because he used to pop in at the end of the podcast. He's just too busy and important.
Important guy, yeah.
But we'll try and get him back one day, just for you, Terry. I found the moment had been prepared for. Your marvelous podcast was next in the queue. I'm currently up to the episode where you discuss Space 1999 Breakaway. I have frequently found myself laughing hysterically while listening, which is of concern, as I mostly listen while driving.
That's real sound footage there.
Wow, now, yeah, that was very good. Found footage. Benji and I are around the same age, 92. And it's so good to have someone contemporary to me who is also into old cult TV. None of my mates have even heard of most of the stuff I watch. I have several shelves of glorious network releases. So it's nice to know I'm not alone. There you are. You got a friend there, Miles Parrish.
Okay, it's good. It's good. Wear that badge with pride. And equally, try and share it with your friends. And occasionally you find some chums who go, I watched this because you mentioned it and it's actually really good. And then you sit back and you think, my work here is done.
He's about to say something terrible, though. He says, though, after your first episode, I did go back and watch Death of the Daleks, but must not have been in the right mood because, oh boy, what a snooze fest. Sorry.
Get out. We're not friends anymore.
That's it. It's over, Miles.
Dear, oh, do you hear that chainsaw? I can hear it.
Thanks for the awesome podcasts and top recommendations and the laughs. If you read this out in an upcoming podcast, thanks in advance. I'll be well chuffed in about 3 months when I catch up. Till then, so long from the Antipodes, Miles Parrish.
Death to the Daleks is an acquired taste. Fortunately for me, I love it. The taste of it, that is. It tastes like sand and that weird sort of incense that he puts in Sarah's face, which she definitely doesn't look like she wants in her face.
Made me inhale some sort of incense. Anyway.
Yes, it's Nag Champa. You can buy it from Safeways. We got one here, Comic Relief Doctor Who skit from 2011. This is a throwback to an email we had recently. This one was sent. By the way, I forgot to say the year 1204. Yes, by the way, one of my favourite people died that year as well. April the 1st, Eleanor of Aquitaine, superb historical figure there. I think it's the mother of a king. The grandmother
played by
of a king.
Jane Lapotaire or something.
She is, yeah. Well, I mean, in reality as well, you know, she's a fantastic historical figure. This email was actually sent in the year of our Lord 229. So really far back. I don't know what the news is that one. We just invented a wheel or something. Just rewatched what your listener was complaining about, i.e. the Doctor Who comic relief sketch in 2011.
Which I am pretty sure I never saw.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of comic relief. I'm funny already. Whilst it is a little bit more risque than one would expect from Doctor Who, it was, to be fair, produced for an adult audience, not the traditional Doctor Who audience. I do recall being slightly shocked at the time that the bulk of the discussion was about Amy not wearing any panties with her short skirts, and Rory viewing her from under the TARDIS's glass floor, subsequently dropping a tool or something and causing a time-space crisis. Whilst it may not have been the best of subject choices for a Doctor Who script, it was performed brilliantly by the regular cast and made for a very entertaining 6 minutes. The fact that Amy and Rory are a married couple does somewhat mitigate the offensive undertones in the script, i.e. the sexual innuendo is confined to their relationship. Whether Doctor Who was an appropriate vehicle for such a script, well, that is a legitimate point of view. However, like everything, it should be viewed in context, not so much for being inappropriate due to the time it was produced, but that it was being made for an adult audience. Kind regards, Steve. Steve there, putting his view across there. Well thought side, I think, there. It's, with these things, is there a right or wrong? I don't know. It's all a matter of opinion, isn't it, there?
Well, yes, Steve Panozzo said he's a cartoonist as well.
He certainly is, yeah.
The Australian Cartoonists Association. Yeah.
Couldn't get cooler than that, could you?
Got the 2010 Jim Russell Award for significant contribution to Australian cartooning.
He also got the 2020 winner for Best Cartoon Sports Rotary Cartoon Awards.
Wow. Can you say
and the 2015 Merit for Best Cartoon Trains, Boats and Planes for the Rotary Cartoon Awards. There we go. I mean,
I've also got his phone number here, but I'm not going to read that out.
I've also got his P.O. box now. Yes. We're starting a cult. We're going to worship him.
It's an interesting one. I think what he's saying is it's context and nuance, isn't it? And two things that are largely lost on the internet these days. I don't have a view on that particular thing because if I did see it, I can't remember. Isn't that awful? Anyway,
it's the way it goes.
This is from our good friend Luke Pietnik, and this was sent on the 13th of June in the year 1444, and the subject is Smeaghead, which is when we were talking about
bit of Crichtonism there.
Yes, when he couldn't say Smeghead, could he? Greetings, fellow retronomists.
Retronomists. Carry on.
I felt compelled to write after your recent discussion about the Small Rouge one. Red Dwarf is definitely one of my favourite television shows. I love it all, but I'd happily acknowledge that series 3 to 6 are its strongest. There's such a rich tapestry of amazing, hilarious ideas and stories which never get boring, which begs the question, why did you choose backwards? Okay, it kicks off series 3, but as Nick pointed out, it has no internal logic, and despite it being a comedy show, that does matter in capital letters with an exclamation mark. Well done, Luke. I'm on your side. The pace is glacial at times, and despite being partially shot on location, it looks really cheap. The whole premise is far too convenient, which admittedly becomes a bit of a theme. Marooned, episode 2, is amazing, though a little atypical for Red Dwarf. And the third, Polymorph, is so funny and deftly executed.
Great episode.
Hard to see why they thought backwards was the best way to start the series. In relation to the change of tone, Red Dwarf's original MO was to play out a quasi-Galton and Simpson odd couple dynamic in space, which is why the first and second series felt far more like a traditional sitcom. From series 3 onwards, the show's popularity allowed them a little more money. The show became cruder, scarier, more action-packed and colourful. It was like the coming of punk for comedy sci-fi. The addition of an electric guitar shred to the theme tune, cementing the aesthetic. Red Dwarf takes all the science fiction tropes you can imagine and subverts them. But far from being a parody, the gags don't poke fun at science fiction or its fans. In fact, the concepts are usually genuinely sophisticated and interesting. The humor instead tends to come from the relationships and hapless stupidity of the 4 leads. and their mundane existential woes. Despite its futuristic setting, it does what all good science fiction does and deals with universal themes like friendship, love, and mortality. There are mildly misogynistic undertones, but these largely come through the voices of the characters whose ignorance and sexual repression we are encouraged to laugh at. It also seems to pinpoint the ways in which men talk, or rather don't, about their emotions, anxieties, and vulnerabilities. The recent Dave series haven't been bad either. Dave is a television channel in the UK. They capitalize on the fact that the cast are older, which lend them far more legitimacy. The recent 90-minute episode, The Promised Land, is a worthy addition to the canon, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I heard there had been some kind of dispute at Grant Naylor Productions, which has resulted in the property changing hands, so perhaps we'll be waiting a while.
Oh.
All the best, Luke, sent from 3 million years into deep space.
Good analysis there, Luke.
Nice
Very good
one, Luke.
analysis.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to just go and spend my day watching Red Dwarf now.
Do you want to invite Shelley Dean in?
That's a very good idea. I'll do that. And whilst we wait for her to arrive, I'll read out a few of the little things engaged on Twitter, which are being, which are sent over. I asked whether or not people had any questions for us. I went to type in Shelley Dean and I typed in Sherlock Holmes. What a weirdo.
Wow, okay. I think I asked...
The great detective, Shelley Dean. I've got a few little things here.
Yes.
Going through, got good engagement as well. We'll go right back to the beginning. Joe Lidster says, my home would like to ask what exactly the building work they're doing next door. The building work, I don't know. With that, okay. Well, that's probably knocking a wall through. I smashed a wall through yesterday, actually.
Did you?
You're
crazy. You're just crazy.
I've got a photo of it.
What with your heads? You know what?
No, mate. No. I smashed it through one of those sort of saw things. That was a little bit where I made a little door shape. It was very exciting. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say they're probably building.
Feigning some interest there.
Yes. Who would win in a race? Bessie, the Humobile, or the motorbike from the Demons? I reckon the Humobile, just because everybody else. It can fly, it can get over the traffic, and also, everybody kind of stops when they see it in shock, don't they? John will be rocketing along.
The Humobile can fly because of CSO, and Bessie can go fast because of undercranked film camera. So I don't know. So it's possibly the motorbike.
That's a very good.
That really went fast, as opposed to the others not really going fast at all.
Briggs over here with the knowledge straight away. Is your studio scientifically equipped to match the speed of the jet age? Well, one can only ask. Well, look, you can see the music. Why has that come on? I haven't even touched anything. Oh well,
I don't know what that was about.
That's the music bed in the background, you see. That's how you can see we're playing the music in.
I thought that bed behind you was the music.
That you can see. I once watched the Parliament debate on Brexit. I'd listened to chill synth. I'd got partway through of 6 hours of Mozart for studying and concentration. I'd watched John Cleese thanking everybody for an award and an epic drummer studio. Oh, and I listened to Skyrim's music and ambience. Wow, that's an analysis of my stuff there. And yeah, my friend Grace says, can I be on the podcast? Absolutely, Grace, pop in. Darren Lodge says, who would win in a fight? Arato, the Tithonian ambassador, or the creature from the Ogron's home planet? It's the creature from the Ogron's home planet.
Well, the Tithonian ambassador does have a big green willy.
That's true, but would that win in a fight? I don't know. Which fictional residence would you like to live in? That's a really interesting one. Fictional residence, as in house. I don't know. I tell you a place that I actually really do like. In Goodnight Sweetheart, Ron Wheatcroft lives in this weird factory conversion that has a really 90s jazzy staircase in the middle of it. Don't know why, but always thought that would be a really good pad.
I like all those Jerry Anderson places where people flick a button and everything switches round. And I'd like to learn that,
Yeah, that would be really good. Or like
multifunctional room, I'm not going to bother to go to the bathroom from the living room. I'm just going to turn the living room into the bathroom.
Well, that works, doesn't it? Yeah, I like anything that kind of goes. The future was so optimistic. Last one we got here is from Low Post. It's Jack. Good charm. Great guy at Big Finish. Top 3 sound designers / SFX in a film from both of you. Golly gosh. I mean, sound effects, we got to go straight for anything that the Skywalker Ranch does is amazing. In terms of other sound effectsy sorts of stuff, Apocalypse Now, great use of sound there as well. And let's hit it off there. I've actually recently got Karen.
I was going to say Mothman Prophecies, great sound design in that.
It's got a moon in the name, so it's going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it the Mothman Prophecy?
I've never seen it, so I don't know. I don't know.
It's a very underrated film. It's I've got to look it up now.
I think that the recent film Dunkirk is a great use of sound in that one. Really perilous moments. The opening of that film is fantastic when they're creeping around and then suddenly you get strafed by bullets, and it's so loud and so puncturing in the mix. So it works really well. They also did a really great restoration or recreation of the Messerschmitt. Not the Messerschmitt, the Stuka Jericho sirens, which don't exist anymore. The Germans, I believe, destroyed all of the plans so that essentially nobody could find out what it was.
That screaming sound as they dive bombed.
Yeah, so they actually remade it in the middle of a desert. And on that note there, to bang a gong there because the Germans were mentioned, it's Shelley Dean. Can you bang that gong, please? Thank you very much. Welcome, Shelley.
That was the most amazing transition ever.
That was beautifully planned.
It was just one of those things. It happens, you see.
It wasn't planned, was it? No.
Yes.
It wasn't
and that
planned.
was me.
It was just a good idea.
Yeah, I clicked some buttons and I changed the screen. I didn't mean to.
Well, you see, that's the way it works.
I didn't know.
You did it. You were responsible for that.
How I had that ability, I have absolutely no idea. I was.
You were the one who exposed me listening to 6 hours of Mozart for studying concentration and relaxation.
I was trying to make the screen for me bigger for you guys so I could do a half screen with the watching BritBox and half screen watching you guys. And I clicked a button and you were like, oh, why did that come up? I was like, oh crap, that was me.
I have control. Well,
now I know I will not touch those buttons.
If in doubt, don't touch anything.
Now but I was in the waiting room, so I figured, there's no.
Well, can't you read a magazine? That's what people do in waiting rooms. They read magazines.
Messed up the podcast.
They check their phones and they keep looking at the clock. And it's one of those. I do like those waiting rooms when you have an appointment and they hold up a thing saying how late they are. You think, oh, at least you're acknowledging that you're late.
Well, that's polite. We don't get that here.
Yeah,
I was at a doctor's appointment in Brooklyn years ago that I literally sat in the waiting room for like 2 hours.
Good.
And even going up to talk to the person at the desk, they were like, yeah, no.
And you pay for all that as well.
No, we pay. We pay for health insurance and all that stuff. So yeah, wow. That would be so nice. That's why I always make an appointment. When you make it a doctor's appointment, get the first appointment of the day. Because guess what? They won't be that backed up already.
Yeah, that's a good point, isn't it? Yeah.
It's very true, very true. But that's,
you don't want to use the phrase backed up when you're talking about doctors, do you? Anyway, I'll move straight on.
We're going to have to come up with the bell when we start talking about poo.
The poo bell.
Time, I'm afraid.
Well, it is, of course, time for us to venture into the Inferno. So with a click of my fingers, I'm going to stop the music.
Oh, amazing.
It didn't work.
It has stopped.
It has stopped, but it's still playing because I stopped it on the stream. It did work. Anyway, my extremely cool skills there, just feigning into rubbishness. Right, time for Inferno. It works so simply, ladies and gentlemen. It's really easy. Get it up ready. Pause this if you have to. Get your DVD players, your BritBox, it's a motorbike, your VHS. Get your motorbike. Read the book if you've. I'm on the last chapter. Do whatever you've got to do. Get it ready. Get it onto the final episode. Shelley there with their Benji and Nick Show mug, which I put in the dishwasher and then forgot about.
And Nick forgot his in his house again, didn't he?
I did.
I'm the best. You guys are the worst.
I mean, if you want me to go and get it during the commentary, I will. Anyway.
Well,
they all look the same. So
yeah. Who's going to cue this in?
Shall I do it, seeing as I started the old doobly-doo telling you? But basically, we do 3, 2, 1, and on the 1, you click play and you should be in sync with us. We're going to watch along. This is episode 7 of 7 for Inferno, episode 9 million if you've been listening from the beginning.
It's the last one.
We're finally there, and then after
John
that,
Pertwee, Caroline John, Nicholas Courtney, John Levine.
Bad facial hair and wigs.
Joan Collins. They're all in it, this one.
John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Well,
he took his
I'll
vitamins
tell you.
and he's drank his milk.
Primords.
John Wayne is actually one of the primals.
Yeah,
right,
it's an all-star casting. Okay.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
It's working.
It's working.
Working for everyone.
Yeah. I've got that famous title sequence there. John Pertwee's face flying at us in true fashion.
I love
it's like an old pair of socks, isn't it, really?
Oh, yeah.
It just makes me happy.
Less smelly.
Less smelly, yeah.
This is brilliant. I've got Doctor Who and the Silurians on.
Oh, you Burke.
You carry on. I'll catch up. Come.
I'll tell you where we're at time-wise when you get there.
Absolute spanner. Well, for all of you actually watching the thing, the title sequence is finished, and it says Inferno in massive letters, just to remind us that you are indeed watching it. Houghton, that's right.
So funny.
No, what would be really funny is if we kept on and Nick commented on what he was watching and we commented on what we were watching.
What now? Tell me what's happening now.
It's rocking around, women screaming,
lava's
just hugged. Lava's big poo is floating towards them.
Did it just say Inferno?
No, we're at 108.
The poo, John Pertwee's now lying on the floor.
10,
he's asleep.
11, 12.
It's zooming out the same floor that they use for pretty much everywhere.
118 is the time.
Okay,
code.
118.
There's the TARDIS console.
22, 23.
Doors opening. There's Liz. Lovely Liz there.
Yeah, and she's coming. The Doctor's lying on the floor.
She put a hand on his face, touching his forehead.
I'm there.
Yay!
That's it. I'm right there. Isn't she amazing?
Love her.
I don't know why I said Liz, but I'm a fool.
I'll just walk out into this rather blurred CSO.
There's those wonderful steps. Maybe we could live there. That'd be a cool little place, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Someone was asking us, Shelley, about the ideal living accommodation.
Oh, that sounds like an after party topic.
It does.
Sounds like which fake beard would you wear?
Have I ever mentioned in the previous 900 episodes of this story that her name's Petra, and every time they say it, being a boy who was born in the 60s, I think of one of the dogs from Blue Peter.
From Blue Peter. Yeah, I always think of that.
The two dogs.
I'm assuming that was the name of the dog.
Yes.
Okay.
So I keep expecting to hear the scampering noise of a dog every time they call Petra.
It is really funny. You know, we were saying about how this is like the late 60s. This was obviously made. It's very, it seems very, beige was definitely in. Undoubtedly beige was in.
Well,
Everything's
I'm
beige.
Wearing a beige jacket for anyone.
You're in fashion.
And Petra, she's wearing a tablecloth as a dress.
She is wearing a tablecloth. She looks
or
like
curtains. They could be curtains as well.
She's wearing
That's the kind of shirt I'd wear.
If you're in the UK, she's essentially wearing the plates from Weatherspoons. You know, that's the pattern of all the Weatherspoons plates.
And the size of that dress could be Nick's shirt.
Yes. Well, it was 1969.
Yes.
Yes,
Another
I suppose
fake
the whole
moustache there.
miniskirt wearing thing that, women had to make sure they had very robust knickers, didn't they? Because basically they would be on show.
Yeah.
So this is interesting, this episode. He moves on quickly from knickers. Because the story's over, really, isn't it? And now they've come back to the present day and he has to they've escaped.
Deal with it all.
Yeah, the Doctor's escaped from the apocalypse in the alternative universe. And now we're watching this thinking, is the apocalypse going to happen in our universe?
Well, the beauty is now he has the knowledge to do whatever he can to try to fix it. So I felt that this episode was just as intense as any of the others as far as the storyline continuing, because this is, I feel, where it really gets
Oh, that's a nice analysis, Shelley.
It is. Maybe if they weren't all wearing beige, the apocalypse might just not happen.
It's the beige apocalypse.
A beige apocalypse. It's a great set, though. I mean, it looks the business, doesn't it? With lots going on. But then, like we were saying, they've invested in it because we're going to be stuck there for a long time.
Is he still on the floor, or is he on a table now?
No, they put him on a little bed, I think, or a table or something. He's got a pillow anyway. It's not too bad. Yeah,
because I'm sure there's many pillows lying around a laboratory.
Well, maybe they made one out of a Petri dish or something.
Obviously. Well, John Pertwee had quite a bad back, so he would have insisted on, supportive. He did, poor fellow. Yeah.
I would have liked if they had filmed the scene of them lifting him up off of the floor and placing him on this bed.
Would you?
I would very much, because I can only imagine how awkward and crazy that would have been.
I would have liked, if I'd been directing it, I would have done that, because I love messy stuff. I love it when things,
because people think it's an easy thing to just pick a, like, not a dead body, but like a dead weight body, up off of the floor without actually hurting the actor who's playing that. And it's
sky high. Oh, I love that phrase. Blow this place
sky high.
I'm going to name my band Penetration Zero.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
I love it.
Well, yes.
Sky high. I'm going to blow this place sky high. That's on a par with For Pity's Sake, Man.
Yeah, blow this place sky high. Yeah, it is a real.
Or For Pete's Sake. I love For Pete's Sake as well.
For Pete's sake, for pity's sake. One thing that I can't stand is the use of when people say the word pigging in, say, oh, that's pigging bad. That is, I hate that. I think it's so.
I've never even heard that.
It's terrible. But when you notice it, you notice that some people say it, and so they write it a lot in things that they watch and they write.
We did. I have to say that we did have Lucy Miller say it quite a few times, and Sheridan Smith did it beautifully.
Yeah, she could probably get away with it, in fairness.
She can carry it all off. I'm just looking out the window here. It's absolutely pouring down with rain. When I go to get my lunch, I'm going to get soaked.
Oh, that's fun. Yes, but it's the water-based diet, you see. Look at those lights behind. Yes, we invested in those lights, so that we don't know what they do, but they look good.
Flick them on and flick them off.
Yeah, there's some bloke there with a switch. I've been doing this all day now. It's a 7-parter, this one. It goes on forever.
Well, he'll be glad to know that we've brought attention to it and noticed it.
Yeah. Ron, if you're listening, well done.
Brigadier Stewart,
you did a great job.
Yes, I'm padding. Yes. There's not much happening in this episode.
It's a very old-fashioned phone, isn't it?
Can someone explain the plot to me, just in case the other episodes haven't been viewed? Yes?
Yeah,
look at that. You can see the makeup on John Pertwee's collar.
John Pee-wee. Yeah, quite. I can't stop looking at him thinking he's got a bad back now.
Yes. Well, someone tells an anecdote of how it was very odd when they were on the set of Doctor Who that Terry Walsh, the stuntman, used to occasionally walk up and down on John Pertwee's back he'd just sort of go, Terry, I need the back thing, and sort him out, poor fella.
The bat phone. How bizarre. How bizarre. Well, it just goes to show, but he's quite a physical actor, so he must have been in quite a bit of pain when he was working.
Bless him.
Thinking of stuff as well like Wurzel Gummidge, where his whole body is part of that character, the way that he moves and walks must have been quite difficult.
Was Wurzel, I can't say it, was that after this?
Yes.
Okay,
Wurzel's after, yeah. Quite a bit after this, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
Raises it. I do feel sorry for poor Liz Shaw there. She keeps having to go up and down, and her hair is just getting more and more messy as it goes on.
She's so beautiful.
She is. I had this crisis at first because when I saw her, I instinctively said, "Oh, lovely Liz," and then I suddenly had this moment like, "Hold on, that's not Liz," because I was getting confused because I was thinking, no, Liz Sladen is Sarah, and then no, Liz is the character's name.
Do you need to lie on John Pertwee's cushions?
I think I need the bat phone. But I was second guessing myself in a stupid way. But
I do that on a daily basis.
Who am I? What place of man
There's
is this?
a whole load of flashing lights now. That guy is flicking so many switches.
He's using his feet. He's got his hands. He's got his feet.
He's got Terry Walsh on his back helping him out.
Yes.
He's getting so tired.
Did you notice how the women were driving the action there? They were saying, come on, do it. And the tough guy had to think twice about it. That makes John Pertwee look so old, doesn't it? There, and yet he was relatively young. He was younger than I am now, folks. When he
it's magic, the pancake makeup that's filling in the wrinkles and accentuating them.
Yes. Back to the film sequence.
Back to the beard.
How old was he during this?
Well, when he became the Doctor, I think he was
69.
Yeah, so he would have been.
I'm gonna do some maths.
He was. I think he was about 50.
I don't think he looks that old. He's got a bit of wrinkly eyelids, though. Rylids. But,
laugh lines, as we ladies like to call them.
I would say he ages dramatically between this first series and the second, his second turn. He looks older.
All the Doctors do, You look at them all. I mean,
Pressure
Matt
the job
did as well.
He was 50.
Yeah. No.
He was my age. Wow.
Yeah.
So when people become the prime minister, isn't it?
Yeah.
They suddenly just age.
Yeah. Tony Blair massively aged, and now he looks like William Hartnell.
He does like William Hartnell.
Long white hair.
He looks like an old wizard, doesn't he?
Well, if you look at pictures of President Obama when he started office to when he ended office, it's like he aged 20 years, not 8.
Strain does do that. What little hair I have went largely white when my father died. Yeah.
Happened things like that. Yeah.
Really just over the course of a few weeks.
It's not surprising though. It's the body's way of dealing with it, isn't it? Really?
Oh, what the body does during grief is, unless you've experienced it, you have absolutely no idea that it's possible that things happen. It's crazy.
It's incredible. He's looking quite grief-stricken, isn't he?
He is. He's thinking, I've got another half the episode to get through. Good Lord.
And boy, does my back hurt.
Someone walk on it. Where's Terry Walsh? Oh, he's only in the film sequences. He can't be here.
Damn. Yeah, let's look at that. He reacted instantly. A hand on his forehead. Brigadier thinking, I could walk on your back. No, it won't do. Has to be Terry. Has to be a technician. Throw some books at me. It's a very odd room, isn't it, really? Garage.
It's a shed, isn't it? Yeah, it's a garage. You're right.
It's a garage. When we did the when we did the third Doctor Unzal incursion, this is the room I thought of when he was hanging around and tinkering with stuff.
You thought he was back at the Inferno?
Just in my head, I was just thinking it was this place. I know it wasn't, but in my head, I wanted it to be this place, this set,
Henry Gordon Jago.
Yeah, my arm's in a sling.
I'm going to say that to people as soon as I see them after the pandemic. Right. We all get back together. I'm going to go, you're not dead.
You made it. You made it. He's eating something now.
I'm trying to bring some tension to a largely stagnant plot that ran out of momentum approximately 10 minutes ago.
John Pertwee does join the small club of actors who do a lot with their hands and their face. Like John Lee Measurer is another great hand-face scratcher, wasn't he? William Hartnell, a hand-face scratcher.
Well, William Hartnell said to Peter Purvis, always do your hand gestures near your face.
Yeah. Television, very small.
Because on the close-ups, they'll see it all, you see.
And it's good. It's interesting, isn't it? It adds a little bit extra. It's going to be a disaster. I've eaten 400 laxatives.
And that is what causes the apocalypse. As we see it rolling towards the door.
I love the way in between coming here, he's combed his hair and put on his tie again. It's almost as if this was
gotten the makeup off his collar.
Everybody, stop flashing the lights.
This actually is in the script. This is just John Pertwee went mad and started wrecking everything.
This story's been going on for too many weeks, and I've had it.
Yeah.
See, John Pertwee and I are on the same page.
Look at the way he's handling him as well.
Liz, quick, take the spanners.
And that was his last sequence before they replaced him with Tom Baker. No. Listen, if you take that beard off, the world ends. So for goodness sake, keep it on.
If you take that beard off, the world ends. I like that.
Damn, I'm stuffed. I better write something in my notebook.
I've got a letter from the minister. It says, "Stop flashing the lights."
I didn't write it because my hand's in a sling.
There was John Levine in the background there between the two of them. Was it? Look at it. Oh, he's a bit of out of focus acting. That's his best. It's his best work, I think. When he's out of focus.
That's how I should be shown at all times.
Out of focus.
Slightly out of focus.
Oh, he's got a funny little neck twitch. It's almost like a spider went down his collar. That's all. Oh dear.
Oh, I better not react though.
Darling, change your outfit. You look like a Weatherspoon's plate. Now then. No.
Don't forget to get me a dessert. I have to do this to make the episode interesting.
He's eaten the laxatives as well. Somebody slipped them in catering. I think I'm getting out of here. He's wearing white gloves. He's going to do a magic trick in a minute. Pull a rabbit out of a hat or something.
He's going to produce a primord out of his own face. Oh dear. Tense, nervous headache.
Oh dear.
Don't. It'd be great if it came down on his feet and you just saw his toes, sort of. And now there's Terry Walsh on John Pertwee's left. Hey, I walk on your back now.
Karate chop on the neck.
He's thinking,
judo chop. that bloke you ended up in EastEnders.
He did, yeah. The cabbie.
He also gets killed by an axon in Claws of Axos next season.
He always does a good talk about his life at conventions, doesn't he?
Does he? I've never seen him.
Yeah, he does a full session. It's quite interesting.
So we'll have an exciting film sequence on the gasometer. That'll be something good to put in episode 7.
This is so like slotted in and pointless, isn't it? I love anything when John. Oh look, there's a car. There's a few cars nearby.
It's a Cortina. That was.
Yeah, it looked like almost. Yeah.
Derek Ware. Derek. Oh no, it's not Derek Ware. It's the other guy.
Oh, not him again. I'm going to throw this extinguisher at him.
This is like the greatest hits of the earlier episodes, isn't it? You know, just before we go, we'll just do all the things we did before.
But on this world.
Yeah. But from a week-to-week basis, it didn't matter. You know, kids would have seen the earlier episodes and thought, oh, I hope they do more of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
and then they do it again.
Yeah.
Why is his hair different there?
Oh, he went to the barbers halfway through.
Well, this would have been.
He has a totally different hairstyle than.
Well, this would have been shot way before the studio stuff.
Oh,
there's been an explosion at a cabbage factory, and it's everywhere.
Might there be a connection? Oh, I'm going to touch some more.
Yeah, well, he's possessed now. He's going to put it all over his face, isn't he?
I want him to eat it. I want him to just stick it. Oh, yeah.
He's pretending he's got a cold.
Oh, ring modulation.
What's going on in there? Do you really think there are little tiny people inside that thing? You silly woman. She's gone mad.
There we are. Oh, get that light in below to make him look sinister. I'm reading some dots and dashes. I think it says SOS.
Oh no, it's a receipt from the weekly shop. Who bought the
brand
eggs?
new sling? Buy a brand new sling for Jago.
And we need some more white gloves for the other guys who touch the goo.
And you can join Slinging World. At Shaft.
Stop this drilling.
We have no proof at the moment. Look around. There's green goo and a man with a beard.
Luckily, the door's going to open and then you'll get all the proof you need. Here we go. Have we got any proof yet? Have we? Yes, we
have.
Goodness sake. That's just a man with a beard.
Oh, no.
He's well groomed, though, isn't he?
Yeah, it is. Oh,
well, John Pertwee's back there. I need Terry.
Oh.
They're careful not to spray at the actor's face. Have you noticed that? Because it's
just at his crotch.
Well, as I said before, you can suffocate someone. Yes.
Prepare for emergency.
That technician there, he's thinking, if only I had a blooming line, that'd be great.
It's so true. So true. Oh, I just have to keep looking around. I'll do.
I mean, that you see the cluelessness. It's the character, but it does look a bit like the extras thinking, I was meant to be in Dad's army. I don't know what.
Where am I? What is?
I've driven all the way from Catford to be here.
These are these are the same guys from the Silurians who keep looking at the camera and thinking the scene's over, and then the dialogue continues. So they go, "Oh, quick, just carry on looking at the map.
I'll just do something else. Just do something else."
Oh
yes.
no!
I can tap dance, but it's not helpful
red
now.
Lights flashing in here as well. Oh, what's going on? Tense pause, acting.
Tense pause.
They like a tannoy announcement, don't they? They had that in Ambassadors of Death a lot as well, didn't they?
Futuristic, isn't it?
I like doing that in my scripts.
Now.
Everyone's
For
standing
no reason.
at attention. Like,
yeah. Attention. They're standing at attention.
Yeah.
It's only because John Pertwee glued all their shoes to the floor. It's a trick.
Look at that. That's very affectionate, isn't it? Says that.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes.
Goodbye.
And then he takes it off and says, look, I didn't really hurt my arm. I'm just faking it to get attention.
Yes, I wrote that letter. John loves a good sing-song, doesn't he?
Shine on Martian moon. And, of course, now we have a really bad ending to this story. With the Doctor saying, galactic yo-yo. Phew.
The nuclear reactor. That nice smile of John's.
Yeah.
Fun.
It is the least you can do. You could pay me for saving the world.
They seem just as relieved as I am to get to the end of this.
Well, we may not be making another series. Who knows? Depends on the success of Cliff Richard.
Oh, pity. Yes, I am. I wonder what all those books are. A bit of non-fiction, you know. So Watney's Party 7 behind him there. It's not. It's a bit of old paint, I suppose.
Gallivanting is one of the Brigadier's favourite words.
Gallivanting is a great word to use. I don't blame him.
So we've got gallivanting, blown sky high, and for pity's sake, will all feature in my next script.
Yeah, it's just going to be a script of words and phrases.
Yeah. Well,
you're going to blow this place sky high for pity's sake.
How a script works.
Yeah.
It is a collection of phrases entwined together.
Oh, lovely sound effect.
Aww. Does he know he's actually saying goodbye to her for real?
No, he probably didn't.
They don't know that she's not coming back.
I think it would be really funny if that's how the show ended. That was just it. And they never gave it another series. And for years later, the Cole thing, he just disappeared. Like Catweasel, but not as effective.
Oh, it's getting a bit nasty. Oh, it was all backed up.
Uh-oh. The rubbish tip.
Like they know where the rubbish tip is, you know.
More importantly, the console's now on a rubbish tip.
Yeah.
Get away from me, you old tramp, you smell. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I would say that nobody says the word yes quite like John Pertwee does.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Oh,
yes.
Look at that. The last shot.
So sad. A hidden potential there, you know, wasted.
I've actually got some tears in my eyes.
Oh.
Me too, because we will not ever be watching Inferno again.
Yeah.
You're happy about that.
Oh, I see. The thing is when I watched it, I don't know, 6 months ago, I watched it all in one go and I loved it. And then it's just this slowly going through it. It was like,
it's one of those things.
There we have it.
Lovely.
What are we going to do next time, folks?
Ooh, interesting conjecture.
It's like you've never
The
thought.
only living thing.
I have one suggestion, and it was something that was brought up when Nick and I did the show without Benji the other day. And that was hyperdrive.
Oh, right.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Because I did find that I found it so I could watch it.
Okay.
So if
sure
that
we'll
was
do that then.
something. Oh, hold on. I'm
Episode-
now watching Terror of the Autons.
Yeah, come on.
Not a problem.
Let's do that. Come on, boys.
Yeah, let's just carry on.
I've not
marathon.
seen that
Doctor
one.
Who forever.
There we go.
Doctor Who.
Well, in that case, it's hyperdrive. That's
Yeah,
hyperdrive.
the last episode, maybe. Yeah, and Shelley will watch the whole series, of course.
Of course I will.
Well, in that case, let's get close
aware
to the
of
microphone.
You are aware of it.
Only what we discussed
Benji.
the other.
No, Benji.
Oh, Benji. Sorry.
Yes, I'm aware of it. Yes,
okay.
yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Let's get close to the microphone.
Yes, it's, right. Well, there we go. We got close to the microphone. See you later. Bye.